Hello everyone and welcome to Gierok Farms. It is a beautiful morning on the dairy and I'm going to take you along for checking cattle here on the back 40 or the back 80. It's early enough in the day where they're going to be out on pasture grazing. They're not going to be hiding in the shade. So we should be able to get a good look at them, count them up, look them over, make sure they're okay. I also want to give you an update on our pasture renovation project up there. Thank you all for watching. Let's head up to the back 80. Up here now to the back pasture, and it is a beautiful morning. Like I was saying, just got that beautiful glow. There's a heavy dew on the grass, and the herd is right over here on the front side of the pasture, off across the valley, so it'll be easy to find them. And I don't know if you can hear it on film, but got some of those cowbells going. So let's head over there and take a look. Thirteen of them up here, a mix of dry cows and heifers. Primarily there's just heifers left up here. Group of young gals up here enjoying the pasture. I gotta say, this younger brown Swiss, she is pretty curious and excited to see me this morning. Nice of you to say hi right away. It's even cooler because you got the strap with my name on it. I don't know what it is, but brown Swiss aren't as skittish of us as other breeds are. I think their breed knows that they're way bigger than us and have nothing to worry about. But by no means are they aggressive. They're just they just know what they're all about. They're all doing great out here on the pasture. Grazing season is starting to dwindle down. It is now the end of September while I'm filming this. October is 2 days away. The grass growth has really started to slow down just due to the lack of sunlight, the shorter days, and the lack of moisture. It has dried up here this fall, which has helped a lot with harvest. But then, this late season grass growth has slowed down up here overall. But it's time, it's that time of year. And we have plenty of acres of pasture up here for the number of cattle. So they'll probably be here yet for another month, and we'll slowly start to transition to the front side of the farm where they will get to graze on that front half or that front quarter, especially as we start to keep the dairy herd in the barn overnight. These girls will work closer to home. We got one white heifer here that's really starting to bag up and that's close. We'll have to keep an eye on her. Number 567. If they were over by that white bunk where I came in, or even over by this gate here, I would be able to separate her off, but by myself it'd be more hassle and probably cause more stress than anything on her, trying to separate her from the group. But hopefully we can catch her here near the gate before she calves. That way we can get her down to the maternity pen and keep a closer eye on her, especially being she's a first-time mom. We would like to be around when she starts to calve if she needs any assistance. Now that we checked on the cattle and we know that everything's okay here and these girls are having a good time grazing while it's still cool yet, taking advantage of this beautiful morning, we can go show you guys the pasture renovation project. So we're down in that valley now that we rejuvenated and fixed. Used to be a big ditch coming through here. If you haven't watched those videos, make sure to go back and watch them. We had John here with some of his dirt equipment. He had an excavator out here and a bulldozer out here. And we got everything shaped up nice and seeded down. We didn't show it on video, but Dad did talk about it. We put in some barriers in case we do get any crazy rains. We timed it out really good, I think, when it comes to implementing this project and starting on it, because since we started on it, we haven't had any rain at all. The most moisture we've had is some heavy dew mornings. So it's given this ground plenty of time to establish before we do have any significant rains. I think the hurricanes down south right now by Florida and Georgia, you know, that east coast there, I think that's really helping us out here in the Midwest, drying us out. It's pulling all that moisture down there. No meteorologist by any means, but that's kind of my theory, that those hurricanes kind of pull some moisture from us and give us a dry spell. But anyways, he got some breaker rock just in case we do get any washing rains, and he's got a couple different stages, and once this establishes nice, he'll pick it up and we'll probably just end up adding it to a road somewhere, maybe shape up the mouth of that pond down there. I know the camera doesn't do it justice, but there is a lot of slope coming into this valley on both sides. John said his bulldozer was telling him that it was 40 some degrees right here, and I know this side is just as much, if not more. So when the water starts moving here, it's moving fast. Gravity is not helping us, so we got to do what we can to slow that water down. That's why we seeded this down. We did that right away, and these hot days we've been having this fall have really helped with that, and we have plenty of moisture down here in the valley, so it's a prime condition for this grass to establish. And someone asked in the comments what we planted down here. So with that no-till drill, Dad has different seed boxes. The front is normally oats. The second box is a grass pasture mix, which consists of Timothy, orchard grass. I think he mixed some brome grass in there this year. Just a general pasture mix. Try to hit all those different windows during the grazing season. When one seed variety would be dwindling down, the other is starting to take off, and it kind of spreads our risk out and creates a nice blanket of grass. And then the oats are kind of used as a cover. And then the third box had some alfalfa, and sometimes he puts some of that in. And then naturally, we should have some clover starting in here, especially being it's shaded down in here. He also threw some manure on this to create some more cover, act almost as a mulch. You can still see the corn stalks in the manure. So he probably took a bedding pack from the bull barn or the calf barn, something that was primarily more solid manure. That way it helps hold our soil here and gives our grass something to latch onto and really take off with. All right, everything looks good up here. I'm gonna head back down to the yard. Daddy's probably starting on milking, so I'll help him with that. And I also want to show you one more thing when it comes to the cattle side of the farm. Okay, I'm back down in the yard now. sweeped up the hay and pushed everything up here in the calf barn. Dad, he fed the grain about a half hour ago, so they were all cleaned up with that. I wanted to give you an update on our 2 brown Swiss twins. They're coming up on a year old now. We'll have to check the records to see exactly when their birthday was, but it was last fall sometime, and we're thinking it was October. They're doing well. There still is a difference where the one twin is a bit bigger than the other, but they're both healthy, they're thriving. Everybody in this barn is doing really well. And the super hut is full. It is a full house when it comes to young calves. So up here in the milking barn now, and I'm looking at the record book. October 7th is when those twins were born. Calving ease was good. Brown cow number 100. And their dad was Sky High. Do you remember what company Sky High is from? Where his straw is from?
Well, that would be, what do they call them now? They changed the name. That's their new name. They changed it. But these are their breeding calendars they send out every year. But yeah, that, and I don't know if that, I think it's maybe their bull. I know a lot of them companies, some of them off breeds, they'll buy semen out of other companies.
Yeah,
but
I
think the Swiss is theirs. So he'll pick something out that's kind of more medium to smaller build, trying to stay away from them taller. Yeah, so you're showing the Swiss to these folks. Huh?
Yeah, so while we're on the cattle topic, how's the dairy herd doing?
Well, the milk production slipped a little bit. We're feeding a lot more in the barn now. We're feeding corn silage along with our dry grain and just dry baled hay because it's been so warm. It's late September. And usually early October, we're going to open this pile in the yard. Now, there's some really good haylage in there. I know that with that corn silage. So I imagine things might change a little there. Even though we had a handful of fresh ones lately, I've been drying some up. And that's okay. Late season grass, but the cows are looking really good. The feet and legs really good. They've been all coming home nice by themselves. We're actually always, every day I'm looking for a reason to sell something to make room for some of those heifers. And we've sold some of those too.
Yeah, and with youngstock, I was just showing them, it's a pretty full house. Your super hut's full.
Well, just lately now, and I was down to feeding no calves for about a week or so there. But I think a lot of it was we were getting a heck of a streak of bull calves, which is great because bull calves are worth a fortune. We always keep all the heifer calves, so we kind of don't even though they're worth a lot too, we don't look at that. And I think over the last 8 to 10 that came in, yeah, most of those were heifers. So we're kind of filling back up, and they're drinking good. Keep our fingers crossed. No scours, no. Because as soon as seems like when you're filled up for a long, long time, it starts, and it doesn't break its cycle until until there's no calves for a while.
You reset everything.
Yeah. So yeah, it's all great that way. It's a lot of work, but everything's good.
Yep. Herd's healthy, but we're gonna focus on milking here. We'll check back in once we're done milking.
I think a dairy farmer's like a baker. He puts it in the oven the night before, and then he gets pies in the morning.
All right, we have finished milking. The wash is going right now. Dad finished feeding the calves, and we're going to be moving on to other projects for the day. So I'm going to end off this video here. It was a nice cattle video. It was nice to update you guys on the cattle side of the farm. Thank you all for watching. Thanks for the support. Remember, check out GierokFarms.com. We really appreciate it, and we will see you next time.